Boom, boom. This is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We got a little bit of Soul Andrew loaded up today, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we do have our second SP weapon. Now, it's not on the desktop, so if you're looking for it and freaking out, it's actually underneath the little side tab there, and it's called Hidden Weapon Debuts. The Waving Plume is what I believe it's called. Let me see if that's exactly what it's called here. Let's find out what it's called here. Hidden weapon. That's the triple S's Hidden Weapon Exchange. It's called the Peerless Peacock Feather. So that's what it is. So this is the new one. Now, it's really good inside the exchange here. There's a lot of really good stuff. Inside the hidden weapon sale, there's a bunch of good stuff as well. As you can see, I've already purchased a lot of this. It's a little on the expensive side. You're going to be looking at about 4,000 per, but you definitely want to get all of the actual plume. This is the previous one. I was able to create this. We're going to go over the Beautifury here in a few minutes, but I did create this, and we'll go ahead and talk about this since this is the first SP weapon I was able to make. So we're going to talk about it, then some shards for some triple S's and some SS pluses. So it's really good stuff. The Hidden Weapon Exchange has some good stuff. This is where you want to get the rest of the actual peacock feathers. And of course, again, some more shards. Unfortunately, they need to up this. I can use it for the non-transition soul, but I can't use it for anything else because the other one I was already maxed. But I'm still working on the Light Spirit Blade here. I'll show you why it's important to keep focusing on your SS pluses here. It will become apparent. And then just a bunch of shards for some different warns. And then some miscellaneous enhancement materials, which are always good, you know, the quartz and all that stuff. It's good. So it's good stuff. It's a good little event. Definitely want to go for use these for inscribing your hidden weapons. And I created the SP, so I wanted to inscribe it, so I went ahead and threw some opens on this. I'm probably going to do more simply because of the fact that I can get some of these. These are useless to me. I was really hoping that these SP hidden weapons were going to enable you to be able to use the shards from maxed out weapons like you can on every single other item, but I don't see any enhancement for it. So I've got all these chests just sitting out there in my bag, which have absolutely no use whatsoever. All these right here, these are hidden weapons. They're all maxed. And that doesn't mention probably another 1,000 shards that I've got that are just thrown onto them because you got the shard, there was no chest. But yeah, all this stuff is useless, and I can't use it on anything. I was really hoping that the SPs would have an enhancement method like the actual Spirit Souls do. They have the transfer inside of the inheritance here, and you can use shards from any maxed out SS or SS plus, and you can put them in here and put that towards the the character. I mean, that's what, so I was really hoping that they were going to do that, but they didn't. So now, so I'm really up the creek. I got nothing to use them on. So I guess I'll probably just cash them in and get enhancement, get root-related quartz and whatnot to max out the hidden weapons. I'll be able to max most of these out when I'm done. I'll max this out, this out, this out. I'll have enough root-related quartz to max them all out. Under the refinement. I'll just cast all those shards in, dissolve them, and buy a bunch of the related quartz with it, and max out all this stuff. So that's what I'll do with it. I mean, it's gonna have a use. It's just I was hoping I was going to be able to focus it solely on the new SP weapon to get it. Like I was able to really max out my spirit soul, the Yin Yang Bird, because I was able to max out 16 levels of inheritance almost immediately because I had the shards for it, which. So even though it's only like a couple of stars, it's still the most powerful spirit soul I have because it's fully back-end enhanced with the inheritance. But it is what it is. There does not seem to be anything. We've got the inscription, which is the same as for transfer, with the same as before utilizing this. Um, uh, Symbiosis. We're going to go over that in a second. Upgrade for stars. Okay. So symbiosis. So here's what you want to do. We actually have 2 slots now. I mean, if you remember in the triple S's, you could attach an SS plus to it and give it a boost. Well, in this right here, you can attach an SSS triple and an SS plus. So you're going to attach 2 weapons to it. So as you can see, I've got this. I've got the symbiosis for triple S, and I've got the another maxed out SS plus set inside of here. Okay, and I made sure that they were the same thing, and it works out pretty good. So there's 2 ways that you can do that. So you can attach items to it, but yeah, still no way to actually use the excess shards, but I'll use them. So this enabled me to get a proceed symbiosis. This is what I got attached onto this. So I'm still going to be able to attach another item to this one. So, you know, it's looking, you know, you got a multiple links forming there. So it's quite interesting. So yeah, we'll see what we can do here, but it's definitely going to be interesting. So yeah, I guess I can't put anything into it. So this is what it looks like. So you've got 2 weapons per. So keep that in mind. You know, as you come out with SP weapons, you'll be able to slot an triple S and an SS plus into them. So you're going to want to focus on these because you will be able to use them in the future. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And you're going to need, you know, each SP adding 2 more items to it. So for your 4 main teams, you're going to be looking at another 2, 4, 6, 8 items that you're going to need. So you definitely want to be able to focus on some of the SS pluses. I don't really need if you need to go to the SSs, but you definitely want to focus and max out your SS pluses, fully upgrade them, and fully enhance them up to 200. Okay, that would be the suggestion at this particular point, considering what we've got. Okay, so I was able to create it. It's good. It's good. It's got a really good skill set. Increase the wearer's attack and defense. I put it on him because he's front line. Divine King Tansan is melee. He is on the front line. He's no longer ranged. Okay, so keep that in mind. So having an attack and a defense by 20%. Okay, that's good. He gets a shield after the start, whereas gain loaded shield. So this was definitely something that is sort of like made for him. So it's a perfect weapon to put on him. Not surprising. He's the first SP. That's the first SP hidden weapon. It would seem logical that they would have they would synergize them, and they do. So it took me up. To from 67 to 68. So I got a full billion out of the adjustment, and then I put my second most powerful onto Hugh. So yeah, it's a pretty good setup. Not what I wanted, but it still has some uses, and you'll be able to utilize some of the older weapons. So yeah, so keep the triple S's and the SS plus hidden weapons in mind, and if you do have a chance to level them up and max them up, do so, as they will be useful in the future. All right, so other than that, nothing really special here. Red packets, of course, as always. Time limited. Nothing in here except for the active wheel, which of course always want to make sure that you take in. I still got to do 1 more drop, but I haven't done my evening sweeps, and I will be able to do that. So you definitely want to do those. Lucky Secret Treasure is up. Okay, now, as you can see, I've got 5 robs on this. Okay, so the robs do carry over, so you should be able to get 5 of these each time they have an event, simply because of the fact that under the task here, you can get 5 of them if you sweep 18. Now, you must do this and max it out every single day. Okay, you need to go purchase the sweeps, and they will cost diamonds. Not a lot, 100 and 200 I believe is what it's cost. But you need to purchase them and sweep them. Otherwise, at the end of the 3-day event, you're not going to have 18. And you will not be able to get these actual happy coins for the robs. Okay, so do it. Okay, because it's going to give you the chance to rob onto this, and it's, you know, it's a chance that they're actually pretty good stuff. There's a lot of, actually, like, I already did it once, and I got 2 shards for the peacock feather. Okay, but if you do look, there is 30 shards for a peacock feather. So if you hit this, you could probably almost walk away with this from a free-to-play perspective on the first try. So that's why I think it's a really good idea to purchase those sweeps and do that. So how do you do it? Well, you go to your Metal City right here. Okay. And then sweep. Purchase them. You'll be able to buy the extra sweeps. 2 more that you're going to need to do 3, because you can only do 1 for free. The others you have to purchase. So you purchase all of the sweeps that you can, just max them out. When you get number of sweeps, you just purchase all that you can, okay? And then do them. Okay, purchase them, sweeps them, and use them. And then you'll be able to get, in 1 day, you'll be able to get the required, I think it's 6, if I remember correctly. You get 3, and then you purchase 3, giving you 6. I believe that's what it comes out to. Yes, 6. Okay, 3 days, 3 times 6, 18, 18. But you can't miss it. If you miss 1 day, it's it. It's over. You're not going to be able to get this. You have to log on each 3 days, do the sweeps, your 3 free ones, then purchase your 3, and do those to get 6. Do it the second day, you'll get 12. Do it the third day, you'll get 18, and you'll get the robs. And these can be carried over. I got these on the last event, so they can be carried over. So if you're not fancy this particular weapon, and you maybe want to save them up for another weapon or something like that, then you're more than welcome to. But this is a way to get free-to-play robs, okay? And you should do it, okay? The rewards under here are exceedingly nice. I mean, they've got triple S shards in here, okay? And it's not a 2. Thankfully, they have the Spirit Cannon, which is one of the ones I'm working on. So for me, it's an exceedingly good pool. This, I'm still working on the Spirit Blade. So for this right now, and after the Spirit Blade, I'll be doing the Crimson Cut, and all of mine will be maxed out. I have all of my shards fully maxed out. All my SS pluses will be upgraded and maxed out. So that's what I'm working on. So I'm still working on that. And these for inscription, which of course you have SP weapons. You can inscribe them. So anytime you can get inscriptions, you should go for it. It's a good way to buff. And it will help make your weapon stronger while you're waiting to upgrade it. Because let's face it, you're not going to get a lot of shards. You're just not. Okay? This is the second weapon. And it'll take a while. If you look at my triple S's and my hidden weapons, okay? The first one out was the top. I maxed this beastie boy out fast. Shards for this were plentiful. Shards for this will be plentiful. Okay? Because this is the first one that they came out with. Okay? Now, shards for this one, which we're working on right now, will not be that plentiful. Okay? So keep that in mind. Okay? So I'm working on this right now. This finished max. I'm working on this one right now, the cannon. Okay, so as you can see, shards just are not plentiful. The only time you can really get any shards for this is in the events, which is why you should be purchasing them. But now that we've got the SPs, I think we're going to start seeing these more prevalent, and we are. We're starting to see, and I got a feeling we're going to have a forge event pretty soon, and I got a feeling they're going to give us a lot of shards for some hidden weapons. That's what I'm hoping. And they'll be able to start maxing these out and putting them together. So I want to get this maxed out as quick as possible because this is on Hue right now. So this is what my main focus is going to be on, getting this maxed out. It's a ranged weapon. She's ranged, so that's why. The top does for it's just magic attack. It's not specific to ranged, but it does. Based on the way it looks, you would think it'd be most logical for actual melee. It can be used for both. But it's AOE, so that's why I put it on this to complement this. Okay, and put this on Hue. So yeah, so I want to start maxing this out. But as I was saying, definitely something to focus on. So make sure that you do the Lucky Secret Treasure. It's nice that we can actually finally get the coins. They really didn't give us to us before. There was no way to get them unless you purchase them. And the rewards underneath here were ridiculously sham. They were shameful. I mean, it was just some. I think it was related quartz and some of the soul tune. I think is what it was. And it wasn't really a lot of it either. This is much better. This is really good rewards. So definitely something to go for this, especially. It could get a bunch of these, and you could conceivably, if I hold these 5, I'll have 10 for the next time the new one comes out. 10 robs. You might get lucky and actually be able to get the weapon in one shot. Okay. But yeah, that's what it's got, and it's got some quarters in for the SS. So this is a pretty good. This is really not a bad shot. I mean, nothing in here is really bad except for the this right here is not too good. It's not really useful. But at the same time, that all this stuff is usable for me, so it's something that I want to look at. Okay, and so it's a Peerless Peacock feather. It's not a bad item. Okay. It's the second SP that's introduced, so you're not going to be able to get as many shards for it as you are for the first one, so keep that in mind, as I've said numerous times. Alright, other than that, there really is absolutely nothing going on, but it's not surprising. They'll have some new stuff out in a couple of days as soon as this event ends. But as with always, it's just a hidden weapon. So focus on your soul beast, of course, in your royal hunting. Always, got to get the rewards here. I'm going to snatch up another one of these. I got enough stuff to max this out and break through max this out when I get it. So I'm going to be humping on that one big time. That'll give me 3 pieces. And then we should go to 4, and I'll be able to get a full set. So keep that in mind. In time limit, as we said, active wheel is in here. So keep an eye on that. Make sure that you do that. The active wheel is, of course, so you get the Devil Spider Core. 10 of those, but you really actually, this is good, but this is also really good. This is a choice, so this will give you a chance to start maxing out your oranges. Okay, that's where I'm at. I've got like 1 or 2 left of those to max out. All my purples and blues are maxed out, so there's really no use, with those. I don't even worry about enhancing them yet. I'm just focusing on the reds, mystic, any oranges, and enhancing those and upgrading those. And doing the double enhancements. I did that first. I think that's probably your best bet. Okay? Your best bet is to combine and max these out. I've maxed out all the combinations on all the reds. Okay? And I think that's what you should do. So max those out with your excess shards. And then after you've... now understand that as these go up, this will increase and you'll have to make more combination. So I'm storing the excess shards that I get because I'm going to be ready to take some of these up pretty soon. And when I do upgrade them, I want to be able to actually have the souls to combine and increase them, because increasing these is a lot more beneficial than these. They're already maxed out upgrade wise, so except for the Vespid Wasp. Vespidae Wasp is the only one that's not maxed out. So if I do see a chest that has it in it, I do grab it. But once that's done, I won't be focused on it. But that orange chest is for these. So you can choose that for these. You can see I've got 1 maxed, and I've got some others to work on. Okay, so it's useful if you can get your hands on an orange chest. So I would put it out. If you get a chance to see it, go ahead and go for it. If you're wondering what this is, these are top grade. So it's the Seraphim Clear High Hammer, Blue Silver Impress. Okay. Point of note. not these. Don't confuse these with the because these are not part of that. These are part of something separate. Uh, it's the Oceanic Soul Master Premium. So okay, so something completely different. Okay, uh, don't confuse that with those. That's not what it's for. So, but you will get red chests on occasion. Okay, but if you're always making a tin pool on this right here, if you're making a tin pool, you're guaranteed to get at least a orange or reds, and I do get reds. This is where I get reds in here, 2s or 3s occasionally. So keep that in mind. Other than that, there's really not a lot going on, as I've said before. I just focus on everything. Devil Whale is up today, but that's just because it's a Friday. I participate in this. You should, because you can get some rewards from it. They're not great, but at least it's it's always something that you can utilize. And if any of you, like me, are holding on to chests for soul weapons, well, or the hidden weapons, then here you go. Use them. Cash them in. I guess there's really nothing to wait for. And just get a bunch of related quartz and max everything out. That's what I'm going to do. So what you'll do is you'll just do that. Then you'll go into here. Go into go in here. Go into your hidden weapon. Dissolve shards. Hidden weapon. And just as you'll cash in all those chests. Okay. So you'll have a bunch of these. See, I've already got a bunch of these in store. And I'm just going to cash them in. And that's going to give me a buttload of coinage. And then I'll go to here. There's no limit on this. You can purchase as many as you want. Okay, you can purchase as many of these as you want. And I'll just buy a buttload of this stuff. Probably have close to 5,000 or 6,000. Should be able to max out a couple of my weapons. I'll definitely focus on the SP first. And yeah, so that's what I'm going to do it for. That's the only thing you can't use it for at this point. It does not look like it's going to be a valuable, an inheritance or a secondary enhancement that you can focus on, like they did with Spirit Souls and they did with Divine Tools. Yes, even Divine Tools have the actual ability to use weapons that are maxed out. It's called Awaken. Max Star Divine Tools. Any of the shards that you have left over for max can be put here. As you can see, I do it all the time. And they have, like I said, they have the same thing inside of the Spirit Soul, but they don't have anything for hidden weapons. So you can cash those shards in for Soulbone coins, weapon coins in. Just go ahead and purchase related quartz, or purchase whatever you want. There's a bunch of stuff in the shop, and go from there. And that way they don't go to waste. That's the only reason I was holding on to them. I thought that I might be able to use them as an enhancement material. As I said, I was able to max out the Yin Yang bird. I was able to do all the levels of transfer, all 12. It had 12 enhancement levels. I was able to max them all out within days after getting it, because I had a bunch of shards that I'd kept on and held around and just didn't know what to do with them, but thought I might be able to use them later in the game, and I did. But they're not going to give us that option inside the hidden weapons. So go ahead and cash them in and just use them for basic related quartz and use them to refine your weapons is what I'm going to do. So that's about all we've got at this particular point. So yeah, remember to do the sweeps underneath the Metal City so that you can get the 5 Rob coins and hold on to those if you want, or use them if you want. It's up to you. But it's a good way to get your hands on possibly making a weapon fairly quickly. It's not something we've had an option to in free to play before, so always something nice. And that's all I've got. Okay, so we'll do another video in a couple of days once this event clears and they come up with a new event, and we will of course go over it. The next event is going to be, in terms of characters, is going to be a new character. The last event they had was the second event for Divine King Ma, so we're going to be getting our third character on this next event. It'll be the last one from all, and it'll be the first one for the new character. Like I say, I'm not going to be pulling on it unless it's woo. If it's woo, I will be pulling on it. Otherwise, I'll just be pulling and choosing my pools to be on Divine King Tansan to continue working on his divine skill. Okay, that's something you want to you want to work on if you got him. Since he is the first, we should be able to hopefully, as we go on and events come up, we'll start seeing chests for him. I'd like to see that as a possibility. I don't know if it is. I don't know how generous, what I guess would be the word, with their shards they're going to be, considering the event itself was an RNG based. But so I don't expect to see SP shard or SP chests everywhere. Definitely not going to see one inside of the theater, I don't think. I was really surprised, like I said, when they stuck that Triple S pack in here. But again, it's only for the first 3. You can only get, it's only for the first 3 characters. It's not for Hugh. I mean, I would, and I doubt very seriously if it's going to be upgraded. This is a full. You can do Woo. It's in here. SS plus Woo is in here. So this is a full. Okay. But none of these are, that's a full. But these 2 are not full. They're just 2. This is for 2 items. The first 2 that were entered in. This is for the first 3 characters. So these are not max chests. So I doubt, even if they're not giving us max chests on Triple S items and characters, I doubt very seriously if they're going to put a slot in here for an SP character. I just don't see that happening. But if it does, I'll let you know. We'll just have to see what they're going to be doing. They might, as it progresses, as we progress through the SPs, we might see somewhere where they start doing that. But considering they're RNGing it, would be doubtful if they're going to give us chests regularly. Occasionally, maybe Christmas, big event. So we'll just have to basically do it on the pools. And as long as they keep the draws where you can choose the character that you want to draw for, that'll be fine, and you'll have no trouble at all putting divine skill levels on your SP characters, which is what you want to do, of course. That's where the bang for the buck is at after you get them, is those divine skills. Not only does that make the character stronger, it unlocks the actual slots inside of here, so you can gather dragon power. Okay, and this allows you to cultivate your dragon, and this is where you can get a lot of BP from. So you want to definitely see 4 level. That's a huge jump. You want to, so leveling those up is beneficial for your dragon, and we want to keep our dragon. I would like to see a maxed out dragon. I said it was going to take a long time, and it's going to take a really long time to max out the dragon, but we're going to focus on doing it. Alright, so thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you've subscribed, there'll be a bell. If you click on that bell, you get notified each time I drop a video. Kendra coming at you from the corner, signing out.